Industry looms over the city of Port Arthur, Texas, long the home of some of the nation's biggest chemical and oil facilities.
If it's about pipelines, importing and exporting, it's all in play right here in Port Arthur in Southeast Texas, in the belly of the beast.
John Beard worked in the petroleum industry for nearly 4 decades and now has become one of its biggest critics here on the Gulf Coast. He believes the chemical and energy plants lining this waterfront of the Neches River are leaking toxic substances into the water and soil that this community was built on. It's turned this river basin into one of the most polluted waterways in the country, endangering the lives of tens of thousands of people here.
I've had people tell me about times that the water looked like it had a foam on it, like a head of beer. And then I've had water, my own water, that came out looking cloudy.
According to a new report that examined pollution in the nation's waterways, there were nearly 6,700 pounds of cancer-causing chemicals that were released into the lower Neches watershed in 2020 alone. But the problem of toxic dumping spills far beyond Texas. Do you think most Americans even know what's going on?
No, they don't.
John Rumpler authored that national report, and he told us he discovered a wide range of factories and plants have been leaking into our waterways for years.
What we found looking at self-reported data is that they released nearly 200 million pounds of toxic chemicals to our rivers and other waterways. Some of those chemicals are linked to cancer, birth defects, developmental hazards for children.
His research put Texas at the top of the list for the most total toxic substances released, followed by Indiana, Virginia, Louisiana, and Alabama. Among the worst offenders, an Army ammunition plant, metal mining facilities, and electric utility companies. The report makes the case that the 50-year-old Clean Water Act, designed to protect our nation's waterways from precisely this kind of threat, has not delivered on its promise.
We've made progress, but there's far too much toxic pollution that companies are still dumping into America's waters.
Well, based on your data, it's not even close.
Correct.
Are the penalties strong enough?
I think that the Clean Water Act provides for very strong penalties. Whether state officials choose to go for those aggressive penalties or just give polluters a slap on the wrist is another story.
Port Arthur is a city of 55,000 people, where 75% are Black or Latino. It's long been known that communities of color often face the most exposure to pollution and the health effects that come with it. Here in Port Arthur, John Beard told us he believes there's already a cancer cluster forming.
Port Arthur is a sacrifice zone, and it has to end if we're going to make people healthier and safer and have a better environment for all.
For Spotlight on America, I'm Chris Daniels.